Hi guys, it's me Danielle Danibuttons and I'm back today with a coloring challenge. I feel like it's been a while again. Not sure, maybe it's only been a few days. I'll have to look it up. But I wanted to do one today because I was thinking like, what can I do? What can I do? And I was like, hello, I have this whole thing built in to do. I spoke really fast there. I'm sorry, but I'm excited. Let's go. I actually, like, that makes me laugh because someone asked me the other day if I talk this fast normally. Like, I talk as fast in my videos in real life. And the answer is I talk faster in real life, and I frequently put on my speaking voice for videos, and I slow down considerably. So that little intro was closer to my real talking than my normal videos. So let's go. I'm looking while I'm stirring, and then I will close my eyes to pick. Ready? Eyes are closed. Eyes are closed. This one, a green one. Color from a book that's intimidating. No. I've been dreading this day. Since it is an intimidating book, I will probably not finish on camera. Let me just tell you right now, I don't want to disappoint anyone. Ugh, what do I pick, guys? I have to think about it. I actually am probably going to pause because I also don't have any of my supplies with me. So let me think about it, pause, and I will be right back. Okay, made some decisions. I'm going to color out of Sagner by Emily Leo Oberg. Unfortunately, this book is no longer in print and I don't think you can get it. This book came out and everyone went crazy for it and it was overseas shipping, so I didn't get it and I hesitated, and then I finally went to and they no longer sold it and I cried, and then I emailed the publisher and I'm sure so many other people did, and they brought it back and I ordered it they brought it back the second time, even with the crazy shipping. So now I have it and it is back out of print and I apologize, and I don't know. I feel guilty to do a page when you can't get the book, but also this is quite possibly my favorite book. So I need to work more in it. Basically, this intimidates me because I can no longer get any more of them because it is so gorgeous, because everyone who does pages in this and posts them to Instagram are like magazine-worthy pages, and I don't understand. So if you know me, I consider myself a lazy crafter, and I don't really take the time to shade and do all that stuff. Also, I'm getting random phone calls from unknown numbers, and I don't know what's going on, so hopefully that's nobody real. But yes. So I'm gonna show you, I'm trying really hard in these books for the most part. I did this one with color pencil. I've also decided to basically go in order in this book. I actually decided I can work from the front or the back because the last page in here is a Santa that I really wanted to do last year. So I did that. I did do one other random one as a buddy color, but for now I'm gonna go in order because there's a lot of birds in here, unfortunately, and I don't wanna like only have birds left. Like, I would love to one day finish this. I'm very far from it now. Also, I haven't like sealed anything. I don't know. This is a long intro, but I love this book so much and I'm so scared. Okay, I did this one and I like get fancy in here. Like, I added those polka dots. What? I thought this was super cool. I used ink tints on the flowers and leaves and then color pencil in the background with color pencil on top. And then I did some glitter, and then her skin is also color pencil. On this page, I did it all in Neo colors, and I actually added the frame myself. I saw someone on Instagram do it, and I was like, what? That's super cool. So that is what I did here. I plan on doing the next page. That was a long introduction. I got distracted by the beauty of the pages, but it's this beautiful lady. I've seen her so many times on Instagram, and mine's not going to come out as pretty, but that's fine. We're going to do it anyway. So I'm actually probably attempting to use my Neo Color 2s. I got these for Christmas last year, and I don't use them as much as I should. So this is a massive 80 set, I think. I think this is the current biggest set. 84. These are super fancy. They're like crayons, but they're water soluble. How do I get you out? Oh, it's the whole metal tray. I always forget. It's this whole like metal tray. I have no idea any other way to store it, so I'm gonna keep these in here forever. But I love these, and they last forever. Like, I have used them, but they look all brand new. I have no idea where to put them though. Everything is a mess. They're so big. And then I have my color charts, and then I have my water brush, and I have a paper towel, and I have my water cup, which is gross looking, but there it is. It is brand new water. It is just a gross looking cup. Whew. That was a lot of chatter, a lot of introduction. So this almost doubles as a how I color with Neocolor, but not quite, I guess. What I'm going to do is look at my color charts to pick my colors. That is the Inktense. Inktense are super intense. That is why they get their name. And Neocolors are comparatively very pastel-y, which I really like about them. Also, I still feel like my camera is not far enough to wait away to get everything in screen, but I don't really want to deal with that, to be honest with you, because it's just a pain to deal with this monopod. So we'll see how we can adjust. I don't know. Okay. Let's see. I think what we're going to do is color everything, and then at the very end, wet everything down. That is the way I work sometimes. Sometimes I go back and forth. It all depends. I have an idea. I think I'm going to do the whole background in like a periwinkle, and then maybe fade darker for the water part. And then I want to do the clouds in gray. That's what I know first. So that's what I'm going to do first. Also, we are very nearing to 11 p.m. I don't know why my watch decided that was the moment it was going to move, but these are one of the new faces you can have. And he like, ooh, I put him on here because it was seasonal. Okay, can you tell this is video number 3 for the day? Because I can tell, but okay, let's figure this out. Let's just start with the whole background. I like doing the background first. I am going to do periwinkle blue. If you can see, there's an empty one at the bottom. I like to do my swatches how they are in the container. So like this is row number 1, and then that's all that was in row number 1. So I skip a space, row number 2, skip a space, etc., etc. So periwinkle is nice and easy to find. There are 2 main ways you can use these. One is coloring directly, and one is to like wet a paintbrush and then take the paint off that way. I guess you can also like scribble on something else and mix and match that way, but I tend to color directly. You want to be as even as possible because sometimes it's hard to get rid of your brush strokes, or I guess your coloring strokes, and you don't have to push hard at all. Very lightly will get the job done in my experience, and that is not very much. So please do not take anything I say as gospel. This is just how I do it. So I just very lightly color everywhere I can, and it will all smooth out when we come back with the water. I'm thinking what I'm going to do is color for about half an hour as usual, and then I will speed it up and finish off the coloring, and then I will come back and do the water back live. So I think that's what will work out. Who knows, maybe the whole half an hour will be taken up by doing this background. I'm probably going to do these raindrops with a silver metallic gel pen. I think that would be really cool. I have no issues with things rubbing off, so I don't think I will necessarily set this afterwards. I have set one page, and I think it was in here, but it just makes me really nervous, which is silly because it's spray specifically made to set, so I shouldn't be nervous. But as I've said before, this book intimidates me real bad, and I don't want to ruin it in any way, and I really almost wish I bought 2, and I've never bought 2 of any book, and I'm always like scoffing at people that buy 2, but I wish that I did because I love it so much. And I also wish that she would just come out with more, but it doesn't seem like that is in the cards, at least for the foreseeable future. I feel bad, people bother her so much on Instagram asking for this book, asking for more books, and that's just really not what she's into. I think she's just like a graphic illustrator, and that's why this worked for her. I'm trying to see if I have a background sheet. One moment, please. No, watch. I don't need to breathe. I'm fine. Dismiss. Sorry. Yeah. her stuff is so cool because like she is an artist and an illustrator, but it seems that she's not going to come out with any more books anytime soon. So this is obviously not Amazon paper, so it can take the water. Amazon paper can too, you just have to be really careful with it. And usually Amazon paper is single-sided, so it's okay. This is also obviously double-sided, so we're not gonna wanna bleed through. I don't wanna ruin my cute mice on the other side. This is slow going. It's so funny because everyone has been, I keep calling it the crayon renaissance, that a lot of us have been trying crayons again for the first time in a long time. And these are crayons, but these are much, much fancier than Crayola or any other brand. I'm pretty sure one individual one of these costs more than a big old pack of Crayola. And that's funny. So if you feel too sophisticated for Crayola, first, I'm judging you. But second, you can get some of these. So I'm pretty sure you have to be careful though, because from what I gather, Neocolor 1 are not water soluble and Neocolor 2 are water soluble, and that's what these are. So this is taking me my whole life. You don't have to be as, like, cover as much if you use the other methods, obviously, and if you are not going to really worry about streaking, you don't have to cover as much, because obviously some people want a much more watercolory look, and then if you have some streaking and whatever, it makes sense. I see that I'm getting a little bit of pile up, which I think you can see, but hopefully we'll be able to buff all of that out. I also don't really have to worry about getting into each little nook and cranny with my crayon, because I will do that with my brush, or obviously if it has a slight glow, whatever, it is fine. So again, if you ever want to see some of the most talented people on Instagram, look up this hashtag for this book, Sagor Ox Sagner, and just like get ready for your mind to be blown. I always see such talented people and I'm like, man, why don't you make videos too? Teach me your ways. But you know, I'm too lazy to do techniques anyway, so. I really love that these come out in more pastel colors, because I had the Inktense first for like a whole year before I got these, and the Inktense are very bold. And of course, I also love very bold. I like bright colors. I'm wearing my neon shirt right now, but it's just a whole different vibe. And this book, you need both vibes. So now that I have these, like, there are very few supplies that I feel like I need anymore, because this really rounded out my collection and I love it. Now I just have to make sure to use them more. I also store these somewhere else. If you've seen my like room tour, I store these in my closet instead of on my cart. One, they're very delicate and I would not want to break them, because again, refills, each one more than a whole bunch of Crayolas. I want to say refills or individual crayons are about $4 each. Obviously, when you buy them in packs, it gets to be more efficient, but they're fancy, guys. These are one of my higher end supplies. Also, I don't really know how I'm going to deal with the crack. For now, I'm going to bother you guys with like upside down. Uh-oh, I'm coloring on the next page. I will be able to just get in there with my brush. My brush will get farther in there, so I'm going to not worry too much. So in the comments, why don't you let me know what your holy grail coloring book or supply is? Like, what is that one book that you just are dying for? I apologize if it's this book, because again, for me, it was this book for a really long time. But besides this book, or you can obviously say if it's this book, what is that one thing that you wish you had? Maybe that one like pencil set that's super expensive that you're always saving up for, or that one book that's out of print, or even that one book that's maybe just overseas for you and too expensive, and just like, what are you working towards? What do you wish you had? Let me know down below. One, because I'm nosy. 2, because maybe I also want it and I can add it to my own wish list. And 3, because I just think it's fun to see everyone's taste and what they're dreaming of, because I think it should be interesting to see, maybe a lot of us want the same things. Maybe a lot of us like having completely different tastes. You know what I'm saying? It should be fun. Now that, again, these were 2 of my super holy grails. So I got my Neocolors. I got these. I want to say top of my wish list is a lot of the French Disney books. But I don't know if they're really holy grail stuff, because I feel like they are one-day things for me. Like, I will save money and make more purchases of those French books. So I'm not really sure what holy grail stuff is left. I'm getting a little worried because this side, because of the crack, is a lot darker than that side. But we can always layer and figure it out later, I hope. When you're working with water, you can keep adding more layers, but you just need to, for the paper's sake, make sure you let everything dry in between, because then it will hold it again. And again, maybe don't start with your favorite book when you're testing things out, and try it on books that you don't mind possibly ruining a page, or that you have access to getting new pages. So yeah, doing this method instead of taking paint directly from here does take a lot more of the supply, but like, come on, look how much is there. I'm not gonna go through this quickly at all, and this is something you can get open stock, so it's not a big deal. I think I might have fibbed, and I might try to start activating this in a minute. We will see. Actually, I might also just use the other method to show you that. So I never know how to title these videos that end up fulfilling 2 things. Like, this is kind of a how I color Neocolor and intimidating challenge. Oh, that is super dark. Look at this. Who's letting me color like this? My gosh. Oh, no. It's fine. It's fine. We'll make it through. We will make it through. Because I don't know which one is more appealing to the audience, if you know what I mean. All right, so I'm also going to do my transitioning with the blue, and I'm going to kind of like blend it, I hope, together. So I think I am going to do this royal blue, because it does look just like a darker version of Periwinkle, and that is what I'm looking for. So royal blue should be crayon number 3. Let's confirm. Yep, royal blue. So on these crayons themselves, I have no idea if you're going to be able to see it. It looks like you are not. But they have their name. This is a super dark one. Why don't I just pick out a light one? Yes. Okay. So they say water-soluble wax pastel. They have their name in multiple languages. And you can see that they have pull tabs. So if you do use this up, you'll just be able to easily pull off layer by layer. So you don't have to worry about like wrecking this, which is really nice. I actually like that feature a lot. And again, a lot of people, I don't know if I can tell from here. I don't know. So a lot of people will either color or pick up paint directly, and they'll use the bottom to pick up paint directly. So something to think about. So now I'm just going to take this second one and kind of like color up a little bit into that color, and then down for the rest of it. Again, I'm very new to Neocolors, so maybe this will look terrible. We're gonna find out, but I hope it won't, because I love this book so much. So I will tell you one thing I really want to get better at is using white highlights. I know Jamie from Jamie's Coloring Love is really good at white highlights, and I'm always like, please tell me where to put my highlights. And sometimes I really do that. I'll like send her a picture of my nearly finished page, and I'm like, help me, please, thank you. And she will help me, so that's super great. But I don't know. I'm not great at lighting and understanding where it should be coming from. If I do white highlights, I'll just throw them everywhere. And usually I just throw glitter on stuff and hope it fixes it, and it does a lot of the time, because glitter makes everything better. My end screen, we'll see. So after I do this, I'm going to do some of the other method, and then we're at about 18 minutes, so it might almost be time for speeding it up, which I enjoy. So, I hope this doesn't come out terrible, guys. I'm so nervous because I love this book so much. I think you're going to be wowed when we see the transformation. I'm also trying to think of other colors as we go. So I'm going to do gray for the clouds, silver for the raindrops. I don't know what to do her. I might also do her in like other shades of gray and make her grayscale. I think that makes sense if that's all her. And then I don't know if I'm going to do... I don't know what I'm going to do for all this. I was thinking of keeping it cool colors, but now I'm wondering if I should do all warm colors so it like contrasts. I wish that this was like live so I could be like, what would you do? But it is not. Speaking of live though, I want to do another live soon. I would like to know too. I might have to. I don't know if you can make polls anymore. I never know what a good time for live is. Like I said, you can check your analytics and see when a lot of your people are on watching videos. And for the most part, my people seem to be watching every day at around 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think that's like a good time for anyone here. Like West Coast, it's 10 a.m., which isn't too early. And then like overseas in the UK, it should be 7 p.m., 6 p.m. Depends on the time zone or the time of year, right? And I think that's not too late. So I think that's usually what works. But I obviously would like to optimize that. All right, so what should we do? Let's think about it for a second. The gray in the background, her in gray. I think I might do this in bright colors. I don't know. We're winging it, kind of. We are thinking about it. So I'm going to do... I think I'm going to do like shades of reds and oranges for all of these houses. And like browns, but like red browns. So let's do a house. Let's pick a house and do it. Let's do it. What color should we do it? I don't know, guys. I'm nervous. This is the part that scares me real bad. I'm going to do English red. I choked on my words and I don't know why. I'm going to do English red. That's why I need the break. Let me take a sip of water. Poof. And I'm going to do it. Should I do that house? I'm going to do this house. I'm going to probably do the lighthouse in like bright red. So I'm going to do it in this method so you can see. As you can see, I have not used this color this way before, so it kind of has like a film on the back. So I sometimes will just wet it as best I can like this. And then I will actually rub it on a paper towel to kind of help break through that initial film. It just makes it easier to pick it up. That's how new these are. Like there's still a film everywhere. So once you kind of get through that film, I'm just kind of scratching it off with my finger too. It'll make it even easier to use. So let's see what we got. So I just go right in there and I pick the color up directly. Get my brush all nice. I hope that you can see this even a little bit. Is this, oh, no, I can't even see. Just picking the color straight up from there. And then I'm just going to paint right on as if it's watercolor. So, of course, when I have a lot of color, it's going to be the darkest. And I'm going to paint what I want the darkest. And then the more you use it, it will get lighter and lighter. So, hopefully you can see all this. I think you can. Let's do the roof. I'm basically going to do each of these houses in a solid color of whatever color I choose because I just think that's the level of detail I'm willing to do right now. Maybe, I don't know. I'm so scared of this book. This fits my prompt perfectly. Also, I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Emily from Color Me Impressed told me to do this prompt, so this is her fault that I'm freaking out. But it's super easy. So this way, if you're using this method to color with, you are never going to go through one of these crayons because this is just going to last forever and ever and ever. So that is a great way to be stingy with your supplies. So sometimes with her method of drawing, it's easy to build in different lighting, essentially, different shades of the same color to differentiate a little bit. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm letting some be darker and some be lighter, even though they're all the same color. That just varies it up a little bit, and that's enough for me. So I'm gonna mix up and then just move around for where I'm placing the color, which again, it's changing how much paint is left on there. These are just so fun to work with. I really love watercolor because it is so easy to work with. It's really easy on your hands compared to some stuff, especially pencils. Obviously that method less so than this method, but this method's super easy. Just picking up my paint and putting it back down. So I know that, again, they sell these individually at places like Blick and Blick Online. I know they sell multi-packs on Amazon, the smallest being 10. And I know that a lot of times people want the biggest pack, and obviously I have the biggest pack, so I can't really talk. But keep in mind, if you have a basic pack, you can mix your own colors. So if you really want to try this, but don't want to shell out the big bucks, a small pack will definitely get you started real nice. So that is that one. I'm about 25 minutes. I don't know what I want to do. Let's do one more house, I guess. Let's take out our color. I kind of wanted to do the lighthouse in red, probably the darkest red, and I'm probably gonna do the whole lighthouse in this red, just like I did that whole house. I'm gonna do like yellow for the windows and stuff. So I'm gonna do crimson alizarin, whatever that means. It is this dark, deep boy, right? Yes. Yes. So I'm going to do the same method. Oh, this one I have used before. Let's see. I'm a beauty guru. Can you tell? There's like a little divot from where I've colored before. So that's how much it gets used up. Not very much at all. And again, I am just wetting my paintbrush and wetting the tip of this. That's kind of a lot of water, so I'm going to dab it off on my little paper towel I got next to me. And let's go. So, oh no, too much water. Let me dab my whole brush off. Ugh, looks like blood. Pleasant, nice and spooky for spooky season. The worst part about filming multiple videos in one day is that when I get here, I'm out of things to say because I've said it all. So I guess it was kind of lucky that we got a how-to-ish video, but this color is really creeping me out. I don't know why it looks so much like blood today. I hope I'm not creeping anybody else out. I do not mean to. Maybe you didn't notice until I started saying it, so now you're like, thanks. And if that's the case, you're welcome. But also, I'm sorry. I didn't really mean it. But yes, it's so funny. I'm just thinking again about how I talk faster in real life than I do on videos. I think it's like, or in part, a Northeast thing to talk really fast. I guess just the coasts in general. But I have met people from other places in the country that talk very, very slow. And I do talk pretty fast. So, makes me laugh. I have one friend and his mom was born in Kentucky. And she talks so slow. She's the nicest lady. And it's fun talking to her. But my goodness gracious, is she a slow talker. And that's just how she grew up. So, it's funny. I'm so nervous doing this page. Even as I'm coloring it, I'm intimidated. Ugh, what if this was a mistake, doing the bold colors? Oh, no. Very, very nervous. Very, very nervous. How do people do these books, huh? Huh? It's all you talented people, that's why. Ugh. Speaking of which, to go the exact opposite, if you don't feel like you're super, super talented and on the level of these people on Instagram, I hope that you still feel okay to share. I feel like I'm harping on like the crazy magazine worthy people, but coloring is for everybody. I know that's a super 360 and I hope you're not like, what are you talking about? But it always makes me feel sad when people are like, I can't share because I'm not talented enough. You're gonna get better with practice. And it's about the process. So that's why even now, I'm still going real quick. I wish that I can make real beautiful work, but I'm also just having fun with the process. Right? For whatever reason, when I was doing my crayon video, it looked really great in this lighting, and I feel like this is not looking as good in this lighting, but it's okay. I'm hoping that all of this looks watercolory and not just sloppy, because you can definitely see line work. So I'm hoping that it looks watercolory, because it is watercolor. So my voice is telling me it is time to go for now. I'm going to speed color. I'm probably going to color direct her hair and her body and these mounds of whatever, and then I will probably use the other method for all the small details, and then I will be back to activate the background. So, stay put. I hope I found some fun music. I'm going to take another sip of water, which I realized I could have done in time-lapse, so I'm going to not take the sip of water, but I will be back in a second. Ready? So much news. Point one, this is the next day. I have a new ridiculous shirt on. Yeah, I ended up finishing that at like midnight, and I was like, I'm gonna finish tomorrow. I think I need a break. Point two, I accidentally have really no supplies with me. I forgot to bring more stuff with me. I was seeing if I had anything I can make the raindrops. I might actually use this black for the raindrops, because even though it's black, one, I think it would go anyway, but two, it ends up being metallic that it might be silver enough. But I might not get to do any more details because all my stuff's in the other room. But that's fine, because we're gonna finish the painting portions of this picture. As you can see, I did have to do a tiny bit of the water parts, because if I had done the black first and then the water bits, I think it would have messed everything up. So I did do that, but hopefully I get a pass and it's okay. I'm going to do, I think, these blobbies and then work from there. So let's go. I'm dipping. Even though this is a water brush, it is very old at this point, and I'm not sure about water control anymore. So I actually do keep a cup of water with me, and it is just quicker between colors. Like, you don't have to do that, but it works for me. So what we're just gonna do is really just paint right over this whole area. And the way I did the coloring this time is basically a very even coating of, I guess, ink, not really, whatever, the crayon, wax, and that way when we just have to kind of fill it in. If you get a little bit of buildup, you can push it near wherever you want it to be darker. Hopefully you're seeing that already. I can definitely see it in the camera, how much smoother that is. It's like magical, and I love it so much. So we just, again, we'll go to the next color. So the difference between these and Inktense, or really any watercoloring in Inktense, like I said, Inktense is ink. So once you wet it and activate it, it does not move anymore. So you need to be quick and careful and precise with that. But this, as with other water medium, you can build this and you can kind of finagle later. I don't know the wording, but the smoother it is, I guess, the more you've blended it out, the harder it would be to move later, just because it will already be done. But you know what? I'm actually going to pause and make sure this is recording sound. So all right, it is. Sorry for that interruption, but I'm paranoid now that I'm going to not have sound in my videos, because again, once you film the coloring process, you can't go back and do it again because it's colored. Like if it had happened on a haul, it would be really annoying, but I can just refilm the haul. But I can't refilm this. It's going to be done once it's done. So just doing magic, blending it together. I love it so much because so my problem and something I really want to work on is actually making watercolors look watercolory. Right now, I love making watercolors look solid. So that is what I guess I'm best at. Obviously, it's not perfect. Here, I will zoom in a tiny bit for this last mountain. Or I guess these last two mountains, right? Yeah. It's not perfect. You can still see a little bit, but wow, before and after is such a huge difference. And you just kind of push all of that around and get it where you want it. And again, with this amount of water, you're getting a tiny bit of buckle, but it's nothing to bother me. And especially right now, I've already done the other side of this page, so it's not bleeding through. So if it buckles a little bit, I don't really have to worry about it. Or maybe I'm just feeling the buckle from the other side because I did use Neocolor on that side too. So, oh, I love the magic so much. Like, how cool is that? So again, if you want to go add more color, you could wait until it dries completely and then kind of go back in and add some more. So let's zoom out before I forget. Zoop. And I think I'm going to wash my brush off and then start in on all these grays. You need very little water too. I'm gonna do all of her skin first because it is the lightest of the grays. So obviously I don't wanna get all those dark colors on my brush. But then since I'm going lightest to darkest, I really don't even need to wipe off my brush in between because we're just gonna layer up. So something I've kind of learned for skin tones is you wanna do darker where you would put makeup. Uh-oh, I kind of got the red onto it. That's unfortunate. I don't think it looks too bad though. So wherever you would naturally put makeup or wherever you're gonna see shadows is where you want to add darker colors. Again, I'm probably not gonna do that right now. If I do, it will unfortunately be off camera. But in general, that's where I've kind of been learning how to shadow on my coloring because like I've seen how people put makeup on. So like where they put their contour is where I put my shadows. And maybe that was super obvious, but I never thought of it that way before. And now I try to think of it that way. I love this process. Okay. So I just squeeze my brush a little bit to see what we can get out of here. But again, if I need extra water, I just dip it next to me. So yeah, tonight it is Friday the 9th, and we actually had outdoor movie night again. We watched The Addams Family this week, and it was actually warmer this week than last week, which was pretty crazy, by like 10 degrees, I think. So last week I was struggling, but this week was much better. So thank goodness. I did use 2 shades of gray for this part. but now I've kind of molded it into one. Oh well. Yeah, so we watched The Addams Family. Obviously, we have a few more Fridays until Halloween, but we'll see how the weather is doing, if we can make any more, because I think next week is supposed to be even colder than last week, and I don't know if I can handle that. So I'm either going to try to move us to team indoor movies, or it might be the end of the season for that. Oh, I kind of got it all over the place. Later I can try to go in and fix that though, if it bothers me too bad. All right, now let's start with the cloud hair. I guess from the top. So for the raindrops, it doesn't really matter if I end up going over them because I'm going to put metallic marker. So as long as I can still see where the raindrops are, that's going to be enough. And again, I'm not really worrying too much about where my color is going because we want a little bit of variety. So I just try to go along with the lines of the hair. So they're going horizontally, so I'm kind of trying to brush horizontally to minimize streaking from the brush. Isn't that so cool? I think it's so cool. I hope that you could see even a little bit. I feel like I still need to master the camera angles and things like that. It's really hard because I think a lot of like info you can find on YouTube for how to set stuff up is for, one, much bigger channels. Like, I don't know if it makes sense for really any coloring channel to invest in like lights or fancy cameras or things like that, just because even the biggest among us are still very small in the scheme of YouTube. But also, I feel like not many people do this type of videos. I guess I could look up other art channels. There are some really big art channels. So, we'll see. I wish that I could get like some cool tabletop box lights, but I've tried to look around and haven't really seen anything. I've totally gone on a tangent. Again, the worst part about pausing in the middle of filming is I have no idea what I was just talking about. So I could be repeating all the same things. I could be talking about something completely different. I don't really know. But oh, now one of my videos that I had been filming went up, and as I expected, everyone is being very nice about my accidental day off and my lack of coloring mojo. I am hoping that it comes back though, because I obviously just love coloring. Like, I don't want it to leave for too long, but I think especially for October, I'm just gonna take breaks when I need them instead of pushing through it, because I'm so excited for November. Oh, also, my planner came in the mail today, the 9th, and I filmed a flip through of me looking at my planner because I just know that a lot of us who like this hobby end up liking other similar hobbies. So I figured maybe people would be interested in that. And I actually got an add-on in the planner that has coloring pages. So if you're interested in that, that video is going up next. And I'm excited to work in it. I actually filmed the video on Sam's lunch break because that's when I can come in the office with my setup. So he actually went to mail in our ballots, our voting ballots, which again, I've said this before, but please vote if you are in the United States. I don't really care for who. That is your choice. I do care, but I'm not gonna tell you what I'm doing. So please vote whoever it may be for, because I hate when people complain about things in their control. And now obviously whoever wins or loses is not in any one person's control, but you're not involved as much if you didn't vote. So, tangent. But he went to drop off our ballots in an official polling box. And while he did that, I filmed my flip through. So I filmed I was talking to people on Instagram and I was like, be right back, I'm filming a video. And I filmed the whole thing in 15 minutes. They were like, what? You're done already? And I was like, yeah. I was really excited. And then I spent some of my afternoon putting my stickers in my planner, and that was really fun. So I'm excited to do more of that after this. And now that it's nighttime, Sam and I can both be in here, and I'm very excited for that. We'll see though, because it is game 5, I think, for the Heat. It's the Heat versus Lakers, and Sam is a huge Heat fan, and my cousin's boyfriend's a huge Lakers fan, and now they're like good friends, and during the year they watched games together, and it was nice and it was adorable. I enjoyed it a lot, but now they are kind of having to be enemies because they're playing each other. So the Heat are not doing the best, but they shouldn't have even made it this far. Like, it was all a very nice surprise that they made it this far. So I'm hoping that Sam won't be too sad if they don't win. It's been fun to watch. I don't really like basketball that much, but because of him, I can like name a whole bunch of the players. So that's cool. One of them I truly think looks like what I am imagining my nephew's gonna look like when he's that age. My nephew is 12, and the person on the team was 19 and is now 20. He's like the youngest starter ever in the championship series. Is that what they call it? In the finals, I guess. And it reminds me of him so much. I asked my sister-in-law, and I don't think she could see it, but I see it. And every time I see him, I'm like, holy cannoli, that's him. And it just makes me laugh. But he's actually really good. So she should be honored. I have to tell him that I think it looks like him. So, yeah, all that to say is I know a bunch of the players now. And I like to nickname all the players. I guess that's what I do to make it fun for me. So, I don't know. I assume that nobody is into basketball either, so I really won't go into more detail than that. But isn't this so cool? I love it so much to watch it change. I'm like a magician. I'm a coloring magician. Okay. Beautiful. How's it looking through the camera? I really like it. So now I'm deciding if I should work top down or bottom up. I think I'm going to actually work bottom up because I'm trying to blend the blue into the sky. And I'm going to try to do in here first. I think I might have to do this again, which I know is terrible for filming. I don't know. If you can tell, I'm like missing a whole inch in there, and I wish that I was not, but like, how do I get in there? Oh. I don't know if I really can, so that's unfortunate. But obviously, if I can't get in there to color, that also means you won't really be able to see in there. So let me just do along this edge first as best as I can. And I'm probably going to do the next page next in this book. So if I mess up on this, I'll have to cover it with that. Oh, yeah, I'm not even close to getting in that edge. Yikes. I'm also just trying to not block your view. Oh well. That's something else I can fiddle with off camera if need be. So let's start from the bottom. It's always fun, and this is why I always keep my swatch book with me, because it's kind of a mystery sometimes what these colors are going to turn into. So for this too, you just want to consistently go in a direction. It can be whatever direction, but do that the whole way through whatever you're working on. So I'm going horizontally again. I'm going to want to do this the whole time. Got my brush real wet again, turning the book. I know sometimes it annoys people to turn the book while they're filming, but not obviously. Let me tell you that, especially in this book, I need to take care of the book. So I apologize if it's annoying, but I don't want to get this far only to mess up the picture now. So I'm gonna turn it sideways when I need to. Okay. So just be careful of streaking. And again, none of this is going through the paper. I just keep this background paper in here to catch like the off stuff this way, if that makes any sense. Also, Samuel is on noodle duty, and I bet you can hear her because I can hear her. So I'm hoping. I think her water's empty. We'll see if he figures it out. Oh, I hear him going towards her. I think her water's empty. She's very demanding. When we first got her, when she was like an itty bitty baby, we think we got her at around 3 months old. We got her from like a rescue, so we cannot be positive. But we got her, and 3 days after, she started like being really sick. So she was like throwing up a lot, and she was coming out of both ends, we'll say. And it was really scary. She's my first dog ever. I guess I kind of lived with a dog for like a week with my grandma when I was like 7. But obviously that dog wasn't my responsibility. And it was only like a week. So I really had no experience with dogs. And we just heard that like with puppies, because she hadn't finished getting her shots, that it was always possible that they could get parvo, which is like really deadly for dogs, is what they told us. Again, I'm not really sure because she's my only dog, so I didn't research it too much. But so she was really, really sick. It was really, really scary. We ended up having to take her to the vet emergency room because she was like throwing up, and it was like 3 a.m. and we thought there was some blood in there. So we went to the emergency room with her. And first of all, if anyone else has anxiety, they know that sometimes you like dwell on something you said for the rest of your life. So this was one of those moments for me. The vet wanted to keep her for 3 days, and they wanted to charge me $1,800. And I was like, no, I don't really want to do that. So what I said, well, what I was thinking is we just got her, like I just bought all of this stuff for her. We had to pay her adoption fees. We had to buy her everything because I didn't have a dog. So like we just got her crate and her water and her food and everything all at once. So that's what I was thinking. I was like, my funds are depleted a little bit. But what I said out loud was, I've only had her for 3 days. And to this day, I'm terrified that the vet thinks that I meant, I don't really like her yet. I've only had her for 3 days. But again, what I really meant was, I have no money left. So, what they ended up doing, this is a long tangent about Noodles and her love of water, is they ended up, like we had a doctor's appointment for the next day before we had to go to the emergency vet. So we ended up promising that we would go to that doctor's appointment, and then obviously if the vet needed us, we would come back. But they ended up giving her like an anti-nausea pill and then also fluids because she had been throwing up. So when they give the dog fluids, they like shoot the fluids in, and it like makes an actual bubble you can see under her skin, and it was terrifying. So they shot in her fluids. She screamed like a human baby. It broke my heart. Oh my goodness, it was the worst thing. And she has always been incredibly water conscious since. I 100% believe she never wants to be dehydrated again because that was miserable for her. And she's really good at making sure she always has water. So I'm sorry for that tangent. But while we were doing that, we finished this. Amazing. So again, I'm going to do the raindrops in this metallic. We want them to be dry. Is this side dry enough? Her hair should be dry enough. So I'm going to do that. Metallic raindrops. Obviously, I wish that they were silverier instead of black. And yes, I could wait. But I think black will work too because they look silver. And obviously, The vibe is that it's dark. And then I think I'm going to use my bronze color to like put a little bit of silver in all of these dots. And I might even use my gold color for the windows. So that is the plan as of right now. Let's see. I know that I said I was upset about having to do an intimidating book, but I'm really happy to have done another page in here. What is this? Page number 6 or something like that. I just love this book, and because of that, I'm so afraid of it. But overall, I wish that I was less afraid to do things that I love. And even if it's just a coloring book, I think this was a good thing. So I feel like a lot of us buy books and then don't use them because we get intimidated, and that's silly. Oof, we are curling up a little bit. I went a little water heavy, especially on the water, but it will all settle itself when we close the book up. So I am not worried. But I just want to let you know that so you're not surprised. Yeah, I'm trying not to hoard things because coloring books for me are an experience, which I also, I know, one, as people get older, they tend to go through a phase where they want less stuff, but two, I feel like the world in general is kind of going through a less stuff phase, and I've never really been like that. I enjoy stuff, which I don't think there's anything wrong with it as long as it's not like actually impeding your life. But to me, coloring books are an experience gift, and like reading books are also an experience gift. Like instead of tickets to a movie, I would rather a coloring book because this will take up a lot of my time and this will be an experience. So I think of it that way when people say I have too many. So if someone says that to you, tell them, no, it's an experience. Whoa, baby. This is the opposite of what I thought I was using. So I'm going to switch. These are super juicy. These are the Jelly Roll metallics. Juicy, juicy. So I'm going to use my goldish color for all of these windows as best I can, and then the bronze color for the dots on the lumps, mounds, whatever we want to call them. And then I'm going to call it done for the camera. I don't know if I will add anything else. I actually am really liking it. I probably will color this thing in. I don't know if I have a green with me right now. So that I will have to do. Or maybe that will be our little secret and I'll keep it white. I'm going to color. I have a blue metallic that I can do the vase. And then I'm going to keep it white. Why not? Let's see. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it. Enjoyed doing a page in here. Again, my next video is actually going to be my planner flip through. So hopefully if anyone else is a planner girl, you will watch that one. Please comment down below anything you want to say to me. Questions, comments, concerns, requests. I feel like since I don't ask specifically for requests, I don't get any, but I kind of just thought it was implied. So if it is not implied, please don't hesitate to ask for requests. I will try to do them if I can. But yes, another challenge done. We have a few left in our cup. If you have any other challenge ideas, feel free to leave those down below too. And I think that's it. Let's get that out of the way. Ugh, what do we think? Can you tell that it's metallic raindrops? I don't know. I kind of really like it. I love purple. I think this blended pretty well. Obviously, you can definitely see that on camera. Oh no, let's see if I can fix that a little bit. Can I? I might need to add more. That's a really dry brush. Again, you just need to be careful about layers while the paper is wet because it will peel if it gets too wet. So let's not mess with that right now, but I think it transitions on this side really well. On this side I had to deal with the crease, and that's kind of why it's darker over here because more crayon kept coming off. I'm actually going to try not to touch this because those jelly rolls are so juicy, they take a little bit to dry, but there's this page, yay! And this is like page number 2 for the month. So we're rocking and rolling. This video might be a long one, so I apologize if that's not your jam, but if it is, you're welcome. Thumbs up. Raindrop. How about that for our word if you made it all the way to the end? Thank you for sticking with me if you did. And subscribe if you haven't. I'm a fun time. Likes, comments, all that fun stuff. All my doobly-doos are down below except for this book. I'm so sorry. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in 2 days with my planner video. Bye!